All right, so we have the 3.4 lesson, graph linear inequalities in two variables. And we're going to start with piecewise functions, all right? So let's start with an example. We have, let's pretend that we have a cell phone, and the plan that we have in our phone says that they have a flat fee of, sorry guys, don't know. So this is our plan. It's a flat fee. We need to pay a flat fee of $35. Actually, this is a Google Five. That's what it's called. A Google Five. It's a wireless provider. Okay, but we can just make up a name. So it's a flat fee of $35 a month for 2 lines. Okay, and it's unlimited talk and text. So now we pay $10 per gigabyte of data used in a month. So we pay $10 per gigabyte of data used in a month. Okay? And the maximum payment of $100 towards data. So the maximum payment of $100 once we hit the 100, the data is free. So once we hit the 100, data is free. Okay. So I'll get my. I had my. Hold on. Here's my pencil. So we have. How come we're gonna have to write this in math? So the relation is between how many gigabytes of data we use in a month and how much we pay for that month. So let's do this. We have f of x, and our first equation is going to be, we have to pay $10 per gigabyte. So it's going to be, but I don't know how many I'm using. So it's going to be $10 times what? Times x, right? It depends on how much I use it. So it's going to be $10 times x. So this is the $10 times, depends how many gigabytes I use. Plus my monthly fee, don't forget. Of $35. All right? Then the other option is maximum payment of 100. So I'm going to end up paying what? 135, right? No matter how much I use it, because what is included here? What I have here is my $35, that is my flat fee, and the $100, which is the maximum data. All right, so this needs to be what? Less or equal to 10. And this one needs to be greater than 10. Why is that? Because when x is equal to 10, what do I have? 100. When x is equal to 10, so it's going to be what? 10 times 10 plus 35. And that will give me the 135. All right? So I need to use it. I need to use it at least 10 gigabytes because I pay $10 per gigabyte. So I need to be at 10 or less. And if I go over the 10, I'm still gonna pay the 135. The other option is 10x plus 35, okay, less than 10, doesn't have to be equal to 10, and 35 needs to be what? Greater or equal to 10. On this one, we said greater. This one is going to be greater or equal. And on both of them, here's our variable, okay? And this is what we call a piecewise function. That there is a change in the relation at some point or points. And when we refer to a piecewise function, it's two pieces. And let me write that down here. So this is what we call a piecewise function. There is a change in the relations at some point or points. There is a change in the relation at some point or points. And piecewise is two functions putting together into one. Okay, that's the definition of piecewise. Okay, now notice that we are only able to calculate how much our bill will be at the end of the month. At the end, that is when I will know how much data we have used that month, right? It cannot be at the beginning of the month, it cannot be in the middle, it needs to be at the end. So at the beginning of the month, I know how to calculate the bill. but I won't know the final bill until I know the X. And what is X? X is the number of gigabytes used. So when we are going to So this is how every evaluation problem works. So we have f of x equal to 10x plus 35. And it says find when x is equal to 3, for example. So this means later I found out that I used 3 gigabytes of data that month. So let me write that down here. This means so at the end of the month, I found out that we use 3 gigabytes. So what do I do? So if I have the f of x equal to 3x plus 35, so that means that I need to replace the x, substitute the x for 3, 10 times 3 plus 35. Remember, this is my flat fee. So 30 plus 10 plus 30 plus 35. So I'm going to end up paying $65. This is how much I will pay. So again, at the beginning of the month, I'm not able to calculate. I know right now this is the formula. This is the equation. That's how I do it. Once I know, let's pretend I use 3 gigabytes, I can calculate my monthly. Remember, for every gigabyte, I need to pay $10 and a flat fee of 35. All right. Now let's do this example. It says that we need to graph, and it's giving us f of x is equal to 2x plus 3, where x is less than 0, and 4, where x is greater or to graph it and determine the domain and range of the function. And determine the domain and range of the function. All right, so let's start. So we have f of x is equal to 2x plus 3, right? So we know this is equal to y equals to 2x plus 3. Again, this is the same as what? Remember the slope-intercept formula? So here's the slope. My slope is 2. And y-intercept is 3. So we're gonna go, let me start doing that here. So let's locate 0, 3. So we're gonna go 1, 2, and 3, right? We're gonna start here. And it says that we need to go 2 and 1. So we're gonna go, it could be down or left. However, remember, you could do it up and right or down and left. So this could be you could be doing down and left, or you could do right and, up and right. So we're gonna be doing 1 and 2, and here is the 1. So here's the other point, okay? And we're gonna start here at 0, 3. So we're going this is where we're starting. But remember, what does it say there? The numbers that are less than 0. So if it's less than 0, it's not including the 0. So this one is going to be, it's not including the number. So we're going to go from there down. Okay? We're not going up because it's the numbers, the x. Remember it says here less than 0. So it's this part. It's not going this part, this way. I'm not doing this part of the graph. I'm not using the numbers greater than 0. Okay, that's why I'm doing it that way. It should be going all the way, but it's not going to do it because it's the numbers greater, less than x. Okay, now the other one says the numbers that are 4 or greater or equal to 4. So that means we're including the 4, going to be a straight line, and it's all of the numbers that are greater than 4. So now it's asking me for the domain and the range. So let's do it. The domain will be, so the domain of the function, again, domain is the x-axis, right? So it's going to be what? The negative and the positive, right? So it's going to be negative infinity to positive infinity. Now, the range of the function is what? What do we have? This is in the y-axis. Infinity to what? To 3. We're not including the 3. And this is going to be a union with what? Just number 4. All right? Now, we are going to be graphing linear inequalities. So when we write graphing linear inequalities, when we write f of x equal to mx plus b, we are writing a statement about all other pairs, x and y, that fall on or satisfy the relation of f of x equal to mx plus b. So let me write that down. When we write f of x equal to mx plus b, we are writing a statement, okay? a statement about all ordered pairs, which is x, y, that fall on slash satisfy the relation f of x equal to mx plus b. Okay, so now we want to say, instead of all ordered pairs that fall below the relation, under the relation, and not including the ordered pairs on the relation. So let me write that down. Now, so if we wanted to say it, instead of all ordered pairs, that fall below the relation, meaning under the relation, and not including the ordered pairs on the relation, first, how will we say this? How will this look like? How about above the relation and not including it? Or how about below and including the relation? What would this look like? What about above and including the points on f of x equal to mx plus b? What will this look like? All of these are known inequalities. These are known as inequalities. Less than mx plus b. All points below the line, but excluding the line. So here is all points below the line, but excluding the line. So let's do it. So it's going to be something like this. So it's all of the points below the line, you see them? And it's not excluding the line. So that's why we do the dash, okay? Now, let me show you this one. F of x less or equal to mx plus b. So it's all points below the line and including the line. So all points below the line and including the line. So this will look like something like this. It's going to be a solid line, okay? That's the difference, solid line. Below the line, because it's less than. And in this case, we're including the line, so it's a solid line. Now, the next one, when we have f of x greater than mx plus b. So it's all points above the line. But excluding the line. Okay? So it's going to look like this. And we are going to have, here's our line. We're not including the line, so dash, just that's what we have to do. Above the line. So it's everything above the line because it's greater than. All right? Now, if we have f of x greater or equal to mx plus b, so this is going to be all points above the line and including the line. All points above the line and including the line. So my line is going to look like including the line. So I know it's going to be a solid line and all of the points above that line, right? And let's do an example. Yeah. So I have this one says that we need to graph and it's giving us this one and this one greater or equal to negative 2x plus 2. Okay, so let's see what we have here. So the first one is going to be y greater or equal to x minus 1, right? So we know that the slope is going to be 1 over 1, sorry, and my y-intercept is going to be 0, comma, negative 1. So let me start graphing this here. Right? So then I'm going to start let me find 0, -1. So it's right here, -1. So I'm going to go up 1 and 1 to the right. And I'm going to draw my line, but it's going to be what? Dashed line, right? So let me do that because it's not included. According to this, it's what? All points above the line, right? Now let's do the other one. The other one says y greater or equal to -2x plus 2. So my slope is -2 and my y-intercept is 0, 2. Correct? So let's 0, 1 and 2. So here's 0, 2. My slope is gonna go what? 1 and 2 down and 1 to the right. So it's gonna be exactly here. This is going to be a solid line. There we go. And it's telling me the numbers that are greater than. Okay. All right. Now, let me get this one. So it's going to be this area over here, right? How can we tell if the shaded region is the correct one? So we're gonna pick a point and see if both of the inequalities hold true for that point. So the question will be one, for example, 1, 3, this point over here, 1, 3. Is 1, 3 in the shaded region? So we're going to check this. Now, let's do it. So we have f of x equal to graded x minus 1, right? And y, remember. So y is equal to 3, x is equal to 1. This is 0. Is 3 greater than 0? This is true, right? 3 is greater than 0. Now, let's do the other one. F of x greater or equal -2x plus 2. So we have a 3 here, y is equal to 3, and x is equal to 1. So this is going to be -2 plus 2. What do I get? Is 3 greater or equal to 0? That's true. So that means that that number is on both of them, okay? So it's right here. All the numbers that are in this area. And let me see what else I have here. All right, this is what I have for 3.4.